Have you ever wanted your stash box to look just like this? If you have, then you came to the right video, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do just that. Now, before I get completely into the video, in case you don't know me, I'm Bob Loud, and I actually make a lot of content on Fallout 76. So if that's a game that you're interested in playing, which I guess you are since you clicked on this video, then you really should give my channel a look, because there might be some useful information that might help you out in your everyday life on Fallout 76. Also, guys, I am so close to hitting 4,000 subscribers. If you can lend a hand and help me actually get to my 4,000 subscriber goal, I would really be thankful for that, and I really do appreciate every one of you guys' support. It's the only reason this channel is still running today. Anyways, let's get into the video you came here to watch. I do want to get this out of the way so you guys don't think you're clickbaited, but I will have the full video that will actually show you how to duplicate your collectrons at your camp in the description, so it will be the first link. All you gotta do is check that out and you'll be able to duplicate your collectrons. And if you're actually having issues with it, well, that's what this video is for. I'm making this video because a lot of you in my community are actually having some issues with that video that I posted, saying that you actually can't get it done, and some of you actually can, and some of you are having issues. So I'm wanting to address those issues in today's video, and I hope you do appreciate it. Alright guys, on this video right here, can we just take a second and admire the gloriness of this ultimate Chad right here, Bob Loud? I mean, just look at him. He's even blowing you guys a kiss right now. One of the most common mistakes that I was actually asked was you actually need to make 2 sets of 70 basketball hoops. So one set of 70 and then another set of 70, and in total 4 flamethrower traps, because you're going to be putting 2 flamethrower traps on one stack and 2 flamethrower traps on the other stack, and have them both connected to a generator, which then will give both of them power. Another question that I was asked was, do you have to let all 140 basketball hoops actually break before you repair the camp to let the lag happen? And yes, you actually do, or else you won't produce enough lag to actually let you duplicate your collectrons at your camp. Someone also asked me if there was a different way to actually do this collectron dupe, and as of right now I do not know, but I know you don't have to use basketball hoops. You can use statues. So if you don't have the basketball hoop, which I'm pretty sure is a pretty normal plan to get pretty easily, then you would be able to use statues or something different, as long as it breaks into each other when you're using the flame trap. If you can break it and then place another one inside, then it will probably work. Now, do you need to make a blueprint every time you want to duplicate a collectron? And the answer to that question is no. I was actually told in the comments that you didn't have to actually make a blueprint every time you did this, but if you're struggling, then you can try the way that I showed in the video, which again guys, the link to that video will be in the description down below, and I highly suggest you to check it out before it gets patched. The next thing is, do both of your camps have to be right on top of each other? And yes, this is an absolute, because you need to be able to switch between them camps to let the lag happen between the camps, so that you're able to place down a second collectron, or else you'll be trying to run to your other camp, and then by then the lag will just sit there and not be as strong as it was when you first broke them. So both of your camps need to be right on top of each other, basically. Camp module next to camp module. The next thing I was asked is, do you have to do this quickly? And yes, after you break all of the basketball hoops, you will need to do this pretty fast. Not right away, you can break them and just leave them broken, but as soon as you repair your camp to actually do the lag, then you will need to act fast, or else you won't be able to get it to happen. And I bet a lot of you actually have trouble with getting it to work really fast, because you can mess up a little bit. Another thing also is, when you go to build on your camp module, you need to make sure that you actually hit build on the other camp module, because if you hold the select button like I do to quickly get in your build menu, you'll actually be on your old camp module, which will kick you out of the game. I'm on a Series S and it's a pretty new Xbox, and it kicks me out of the game. So if you've done this and you've gotten kicked out of the game, I'm sure you did exactly that. All you gotta do is make sure you hit build on the other camp module that you pulled up, where you're putting the collectrons on. Quick break. I just want to let you guys know, if you made this far into the video, I think you guys are amazing, and I really do appreciate you sticking through, because it does take a little bit of work to put these videos out for you guys. And I actually hope that I answered the question you have, and if you got any other questions, let me know down in the comments down below. And if you like this video or you actually found it useful, please make sure to smash that like button. The next thing that was a really big issue that I seen is, when you place down your collectron in your other camp, once you have it duplicated and you go back and you move your camp module, then you'll actually see that there's a couple of items that are not blueprinted and they're separate. You want to make sure that you delete all of those items, so every separate item, because the only item you should be placing down or able to place down is the blueprints of the collectrons, and they'll be in the stored tab because they're not blueprints, but they'll look like blueprints in the stored tab. So all the ones that are separate, like if you see a collectron and a wooden foundation that's separate and not in a blueprint in your stored tab, make sure you delete it or else it won't work. It won't let you duplicate your collectron. It's like the game reading that that's an item that's not supposed to be there. Something that I do want to mention that some of you might have ran into, I'm sure of, is make sure not to place these blueprints right next to each other, or when you go to move your camp, make sure to have them on different wooden platforms, because they'll combine blueprint and then you'll have a big old thing that you'd have to place down, or else you won't be able to place down your collectrons. As you can see, I got a double collectron here, and that's because I placed two of them right next to each other connected, and now it made one blueprint, so I'd have to separate them to make another blueprint of them basically. Another thing that was asked is, can you do stuff other than collectrons? And yes, you can. You can actually duplicate your allies, but two allies won't show at once, only one of them will, but you'd have the other workbench that the ally has, which is just something pretty cool. Plus you could do radsag meat, so when you want to do the power armor dupe, you could do a bunch of radsag stands and then just do the power armor dupe off that, so you won't have to grind for the meat. And you can do coffee and different things that actually can help you out, so if you can think about it, then you could probably dupe it. This last thing is probably one of the most crucial steps that you need to do, and that is to make sure that your collectrons are all going to collect stuff. So if you don't do this, then your collectrons will only have one collect out of all of them, so you'll have 10 and only one of them collect, while all you need to do is go to each one of them and reassign their job. So if they're on junk right now, assign them to Xmas gifts and then assign them back to junk or wherever you want, and then it will make it basically a new collectron. That way they're all separate, and then you can start collecting then, or else it won't work. So you want to make sure that you do that. Well guys, if you made it to the end of the video, I know a lot of guys were actually having trouble with that last thing that I mentioned, so you will be able to do it now. So I do hope that I helped you, and if I did help you in any way, please make sure to share this with one of your friends to help them be able to do it, and make sure to like the video, because I do put time in all of my videos, because I want you guys to actually be able to do some of the things I do, and I want to be able to explain them well. So if there's anything I don't explain good, I'd love to know, that way I could help you out. And well, if you're bored, you should go watch some more Bob Lau content, because it only helps me out, and one day I want to get big. That way I could be like, hey guys, look, we made it, you know. And I'll see y'all in the next video.